Hello and welcome to this video on resistance. I'm Sherilyn Colby and I'm thrilled to share with you a few details about resistance that might help you in your journey of discovery and of growing your business and in being the best you that you can be. So the first thing I want to share with you is that resistance is a gift. And resistance really, the purpose of resistance is to help us see where we might be selling out or where we might need to make adjustments. So the external world is just a reflection of our internal world. And there is some part of us that really has not bought into whatever the goal might be, whatever the thing is that you want to do when you are facing resistance. So it's important to take some time to shed light and to really look at that resistance. What's going on for you? Ask yourself, is this an act of self-love, or is this an act of self-sabotage when you are experiencing resistance? So Debbie Ford, an author that I really love, she died last year or a couple of years ago, and she has an awesome book called The Right Questions, and I think that's what it's called. And I really loved some of the questions that she encourages people to probe with. So a couple that she asks are, am I choosing from my divinity or am I choosing from my humanity? And I think that that's really one of the key indicators for you in your business or in your personal growth is to ask yourself, what am I choosing from? Because that can really show you if you are choosing from a place that is scared and a place of holding back, or if you're choosing from a place of, if you think about choosing from where you want to be, then that will really help you expedite your goals, I have found. So if you realize that you are choosing from your humanity, chances are that there is simply a part of you that is scared. And you can check in with that scared part of you. Just kind of go within, like you're meditating and, you might look through your body and see, where is that scared part of me? Or you might imagine that there's a little girl in you or a little boy that is scared, and talk to that part of you. You might ask some questions like, what am I scared of? What do I think might happen if I do this or I accomplish this? And you might journal these answers. That can be really helpful. If I succeed, what might happen next? Sometimes it's that part of us that's thinking of, oh, well, what if, and, down the road. If I fail, what feelings might come up that I am trying to avoid? That's a really great question that you can ask. Another question, am I afraid of disappointing someone? And it's so fascinating because often in our lives, we are making decisions based on what we think someone else wants for us or what someone wanted for us in the past, and not actually being true to who we are. And you might even have an energetic conversation with that individual. You can imagine that you are talking to them, talking to their spirit, or imagine that their energy is with you, and just have a conversation. There might need to be some letting go of those disappointments or of those expectations that actually belong to someone else. There's more that I share about that, having energetic conversations with people in my programs. But that's just a simple thing that you can do. So, there's a quote from Buckminster Fuller that I love. So actually, I'm going to paraphrase it. I don't have the actual quote right here, but once he said that his success was due to one single factor, and that was because he was willing to fail, make more mistakes than anyone else he knew. And so in your life, how is it going for you? Are you allowing yourself to make mistakes? Are you allowing yourself to see them as opportunities for growth? Or are you trying to live in a place of perfection and of always getting it right? And so then your growth is slower. So I want to mention, so some of you that are watching this video have taken my Money Types quiz. And so in there, if you've taken that quiz and you know what your archetypes are, and if not, just message me. You can find me on social media, Sherilyn Colby, or in the Facebook group Marketing for Influencers. And I'm also at SherilynColby.com. And you can message me also at SherrilynColby@gmail.com. So there's a shadow part of all of us, and I want to message some of the shadows sides of us and the challenge parts of us that show up when it comes to money, because when it comes to resistance in business, for a lot of people it centers around money, that they're actually afraid of what will happen if they become wealthy, or they have habits of getting rid of money and they don't actually want to hold on to money on a subconscious level. And there are more things that can come up. But some of the challenges that I will see with some of the money types. So one of the archetypes is a compulsive spender. And that person cares more about how they look, and they will put off the aura that they are doing better than they are, because how they look is really important to them. So there also are types where they are actually resisting being open about money, that they have a lot of secrecy, they have some trust challenges, and even a challenge being generous. Another shadow side for an archetype is just simple lack of financial independence, that they have a habit and a belief system that they need to depend on others, that maybe they are not capable of earning money or of making great money, but there's a lot of dependence for a particular archetype. For another one, they have the need to rescue people. That's a shadow side for them. So they are big over-deliverers. Actually, multiple of the archetypes can be over-deliverers. But with this particular one, they see someone in need and they will drop all of their own things, their own priorities, to go out and rescue people. That has a lot of challenges financially, right? So you might be giving away money, you might be supporting people financially, you might not be taking the time for your own entrepreneurial projects because you are busy rescuing people. For another archetype, they feel really judgmental about money. And so a lot of resistance when it comes to growing their business are about, well, I'm not in it for the money, and constantly judging people who are wealthy. And there's a little bit of ego of, well, I'm better than so-and-so because I am doing it for, I'm in my business to make a difference. Well, honestly, I think most people are in their business to make a difference. They see a problem, they have a solution, and they want to help the world. And the bigger plans and the bigger vision that you may have of how you want to change and help the world because of your success in business. And the truth is, if you're not successful in your business, there are more problems going on, right? Because you may be relying on someone, or you are not you're not stable. Maybe you're in debt, or maybe you are a program chaser, that you're constantly looking for that next best thing to help you. But for this archetype that is judgmental about money, that can get in the way of them setting many goals. It can get in the way of them attracting really great clients because they may be giving away their services. And people value what they pay for. That is absolutely proven. So another shadow of one of the archetypes is flamboyant spending. Actually, maybe I started with this one. Really extravagant and just they have a habit of, actually this is a different one. I don't think I shared this one. And this particular archetype, they also ignore things that have to do with finances in general, that's a habit for them. And some of the archetypes, they might spend money they might spend so that they can avoid dealing with money, or that they can avoid noticing their feelings of, a low self-worth or not feeling worthy, that kind of thing. So I just wanted to share those insights with you. If you would like to have a 30-minute conversation to find out more about your archetypes, then you can go, actually, I forgot to grab the link. So I will send a link with this where you're watching the video so that you can schedule a call with me and learn more about your many types, so that you can step out of that shadow, so that you can actually recognize what your resistance is. And that in and of itself is so huge. When you recognize what you're resisting, often you'll make a shift right away anyway. And recognizing your particular challenges allows you to then make a decision, a conscious decision, to be proactive and to be in your strengths. So thank you for joining me. I'm Sherilyn Kolbe from SherilynKolbe.com. If you have any questions, please reach out to me at SherilynKolbe@gmail.com.